Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Just thought I'd make this video as we're starting to have a little bit of progress. As you might have seen by the title of the video, the aptasia in the tank is slowly dwindling down. Now I've been battling aptasia for the best part of probably about 8 months, and it really has been starting to do my head in. Popping up in between and around all the zoas, it's stinging the zoas and making them retract and melt away. Just, if you've got aptasia, you know what it's like. It's unsightly. You just don't want it. So I've tried peppermint shrimps in the past, which my hawkfish annihilated. So that was bad planning on my part. I've tried various different aptasia treatments from NT Labs and Red Sea, which again didn't really have much success. I tried a filefish, an aptasia eating filefish, which lasted probably about a week in the tank before it died. And then again, I've used some of the liquid solutions that you can use to try and get rid of them, and that it's not worked properly. So probably about 2 weeks ago now, I added another aptasia eating filefish, as you can see just there, and I've not seen him attacking or going for any aptasia, but there we go. And then a week after adding the filefish, I also added the wonderful dreamfish, the copper band, and once again I've not seen him going for any aptasia. However, if you've seen any of my other videos from a couple of months back, you will have seen the amount of aptasia in the tank was ridiculous. There was too much of it for anybody. Now I'm going to take you a bit closer to the tank and show you why I think that I'm finally starting to beat it. So there were certain portions of the tank where the aptasia was growing and overtaking a bit more prolific than others. One of the main spots was where this hammer is, just next to that zoa cluster there. That patch all there was really bad, and then on that back bit of rockscape there, now you can see what looks like fluff or a bit of hair algae or something like that growing back there. And then there was also quite big patches up there, quite a decent amount. Now I'm not going to tell any fibs, there's still more aptasia in the tank than I want. Obviously nobody wants any aptasia in the tank, but there is still aptasia. Just under them, I think the King Midas zoas, you can see them there. But what I've noticed is wherever the aptasias were, like on this bit straight in front, I'm getting this really fine strands, algae looking fluff, shall we say. I'm not really sure what else to call it. Now I haven't tried to get rid of any of this aptasia for well over a month now, I would say. So the only thing that I can put it down to is it's either the copper band or the filefish. Now I know some people say that they have had filefish and absolutely never touched aptasia. And I do spend, a considerable amount of time sat in front of the tank, and I haven't seen either one. But this tank's in the dining room, and where I sit in the living room, I can sometimes see the copper band picking at the rocks, which copper bands do. They'll be searching for amphipods and copepods and pecking away. So Every time I've looked over and seen him pecking, I've just thought, he's searching for crustaceans. But I, I can't guarantee which one it is. What I know it's definitely not is the NT Labs anti-aptasia, and it's not the F-aptasia from Red Sea, because I've used them multiple times and it's never done anything. So I know it's not them two. So it is 100% down to a fish, which is what I always really wanted to do. I didn't want to put any more chemicals into the tank than what I had to. I like to keep it as natural as we can for a reef fish that's from the ocean inside a glass box. So one thing that I would say is, if you do have aptasia, always try and look at the natural methods first. The reason I didn't look at the natural methods first is because I had a clam, which I knew that there's no way I could have added a copper band with my clam because he would have eaten it. I heard the horror stories about adding filefish who's then turned on LPS, and obviously I've got my lobophilia, I've got acans, I've got blastos, which again I know copper bands can eat, but I thought I'd add this filefish and just see how it goes. I don't know whether you can see just there, just a bit of a sidetrack. The copper band, where I've pointed out the aptasia, he's just been sniffing around that rock, and he's doing the same again. The back of this rockwork is covered in them, absolutely covered. I know this because in the last week or so, I've had this tank out. I've had this whole rockscape out of the tank a couple of times because I was getting rid of my lyre-tail anthea. That's gone, and I also had a green chromis. That's gone, and my other large female clown. I've moved them onto a friend's tank. They've just started up two new tanks, so they needed some fish in there. So I was more than happy to help a friend out with that one. But yeah, coming back to the aptasia, I'm really happy with how things are going. And I think, you know, sitting here and seeing the copper bands doing what he's doing, rather than the filefish who's just swimming at the glass, hoping that I'm going to put some food in, I do think I can safely say that the copper band is responsible. So I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward and hoping that the copper band is still going to keep eating them. I will stand corrected if I see the filefish eating the aptasia, the other aptasia. Then I'll make another video and tell you all that, maybe the aptasia meals are split evenly. But the copper band, if you've got the space and you've got the dedication, you can find one that's feeding, find one that's been quarantined and settled in. Besides the Bergia nudibranchs, who obviously love and will only eat aptasia, I really do think that the copper band is one of the best ones for it. My previous copper band was the same, but with that one I knew it was him because I could see him doing it. He would eat it. If you put a frag in the tank with aptasia on it, he would swim up to that frag and he would absolutely annihilate it. Really sad that I wasn't able to get that fish back, but c'est la vie. So yeah, and obviously the swimming that he's doing now, he does this just before, well, when I come to sit at the tank, because he knows that there's some food's about to be dropped in. And that's, I feed this tank probably 5 times a day. I'll come and take regular breaks, sit in front of it. I work from home, so I have that luxury to do it. But yeah, that's my update on the aptasia problem in the tank. All thanks to a copper band or the filefish. All I hope now is that they don't turn onto some of the LPS or any of the corals, and that they managed to carry on attacking the other aptasias in the tank and managed to eradicate it altogether. I know there are some pieces of aptasia that are in high flow areas at the moment, so it's where the power heads are. So the copper band, if he does try and go in front of them, is going to get blown away. So we'll have to wait and see. That's it. While I've got you, another thing I wanted to show is this damsel. Now, at first I thought that was a disease. He's looking slightly off colour. He's not looking too good, and he's obviously got all these spikes sticking out of his mouth. I didn't know what it could be. Obviously I've had all the rock work out, and what I've realised is I've got a hell of a lot of bristleworms in the tank. A lot. I'm not bothered. They're good cleanup crew. You know, come down at night, the tank is covered with them, but in the day, never see any. But what I do know is I can go to, I'll look at the tank in the evening, and the two damsels are doing absolutely fine. No issues with them. Wake up in the morning, and one of the damsels is covered in them white spikes. So the only thing that I can think of, if it's not a disease, because yesterday he was perfectly clear, there was nothing on him whatsoever. Today he's covered in, his mouth is covered in him like that. So all I can think is that the damsel is going for the bristleworms. If you think any different, you think it is a disease, or you can shed any light on that, then please do let me know. But yeah, just a bit of a weird one, really. There we go. Oh, that was the copper band about to peck at the aptasia. So I'm pretty confident. We have there is an aptasia down there as well, just behind them candy canes. I'm pretty confident we have our culprit, which makes me extremely happy. So I think we'll end the video there. This is how I've managed to successfully start getting rid of aptasia. If you want any questions on that, let me know. And if you do have any more information on this, what could be wrong with our damsel, let me know, because that's the only thing I can put it down to, is that it's bristleworm. Obviously I have been spiked by bristleworms myself when I've put my hands in the tank, don't wear gloves, and I've looked at the end of my finger and it's looked very similar to what that damsel's got. So that's what I'm going to put it down to. But like I said, if you think different or you've had experience with different, please let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like the video, it helps out a lot, and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.